Alright, for those of you guys that bought a KRE scanner, the bar comes, it's a steel bar, comes unpainted. First thing you need to do is get some etch primer and primer the whole bar. But first, before you do that, you have to take the little halogen bulbs right out. You can see they're in there. Got two little nuts holding on the screws. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use a power screwdriver to take these out, to loosen them. Pop those bulbs all out. Make sure you don't lose any of the nuts or anything. And spray it with some etch primer. You could even spray it with some gloss black afterwards. Clear coat it, do whatever you want. The halogen bulbs are held in by two screws. And here's one out for you to see. Real small. If you're wondering what size the little nut is, that's a 7/32. You get a little socket, a long one. You can reach in there real easy and unscrew it. You could also use a screwdriver. I tried the screwdriver on some of them. I stripped one of them, so I had to use the socket from the inside to loosen it. But other than that, that's how you take out the bulbs. Once you get them all loose, take them all out. Make sure you bag them. Get a Ziploc bag. Put them all in there so I don't lose them. One more thing, it might be a good idea to mark with a marker around where the bulb is sitting on the bar, because the bar is acting as a ground for these bulbs. So you want good contact from your halogen bulb, the metal piece, to your bar. So I'm not going to paint where the circle is. I'm going to put some tape there when I'm going to primer and paint this. I'm going to put some tape, little circles of tape on each one. You can buy some little stick-on labels, you know, the little for sale stick-on labels that they sell at the store, and you just put them, get the right size circle for them, and cover them up right before you primer and paint that. So just keep that in mind. You want to have good contact with your ground. Okay, here you can see I pulled out the bulbs. I did have to use a needle nose to kind of pull at it a little bit to get them out, because it is a tight fit into the holes. Okay, now I got the bar completely empty. It's just the bar. No lights. So now it's ready to be primered. If you got any not oxidation, but surface rust on it, you could just kind of clean it. Try some alcohol or some surface prep cleaner or something, degreaser. If it doesn't come off with that, then just give it a light sanding, but most likely it'll come right off if it's just surface rust. And then give it a nice primer. I'm using etch primer on these for mine. And then if you want to gloss black it or whatever color you want, gray, black, whatever. And then when you're done, when it's all nice and dry, just put it back together opposite of the way you took it apart. Alright, just got back from the dollar store. Picked up some little circle stickers, happy faces. I mean, 96 for $1. So if you're like me and you don't like to cut out little circles and stuff, you just don't want to waste your time, just grab some of those, put it on the little spot where the halogen bulb goes in. When you put your primer, you just peel them off when you're done, and that'll leave you a nice contact for the halogen bulbs, which is right here. That way it can ground to the bar, so you don't want to paint those spots. I'm gonna primer everything else. If this was gonna sit on the metal, I would just leave that without painting here, but you could always sand it if you paint it to get a better ground. But yeah, that's just a good little tip. It'll save you, you know, an hour, half hour of labor trying to put little circles on there from tape or whatever. It literally took me like 30 seconds to put them on. Alright, now I gotta go pick up some etch primer and get these things primered. I got two other scanner bars, so I might as well do those as well all in one shot.